Have you ever stood at the bottom of a staircase in your own home and felt like you were staring up at a mountain? Or perhaps you've caught a glimpse of your reflection and wondered who that person was with the tired, swollen ankles that didn't feel like your own. You're not just imagining it, and you are certainly not alone. For so many of us over 60, these small daily battles, the stiffness in our knees in the morning, the struggle to simply get up from a comfortable chair, can feel like a slow, unwelcome erosion of our independence. But what if I told you that the power to fight back, to rebuild your foundation from the inside out, isn't in a prescription bottle with a long list of side effects? What if it's waiting for you in your grocery cart? Welcome to Healthy Steps Seniors. I'm Christopher Wilson, and on this channel, we merge timeless wisdom with trusted, evidence-based medical guidance to help you navigate your senior years with strength and dignity. Today, we are going to talk about a crucial protein that acts as your body's scaffolding: collagen. After age 60, our body's natural production of collagen can decline by over 30%. And this decline is at the very heart of why our joints ache and our bodies feel less resilient. But here is the empowering truth. You can directly support your body's collagen framework through the foods you eat. We're not talking about expensive, trendy supplements, but about 10 powerful, science-backed foods that can help soothe pain, strengthen your joints, and put that spring back in your step. So stay with me, because the journey to feeling better begins on your plate. Let's begin with what I consider the cornerstone of joint health, a true heavyweight champion: bone broth. Now, I want to be very clear. This is not the salty, thin stock that comes in a carton. We're talking about authentic bone broth, the kind our grandmothers intuitively knew was liquid gold. It's made by simmering high-quality bones for 24 to 48 hours, a slow and patient process that lovingly extracts every ounce of type 1 and type 3 collagen, along with joint-soothing compounds like glucosamine and chondroitin. This isn't a new health fad, it's ancient wisdom. For millennia, cultures around the world understood that to build strong bones and resilient joints, you consume the very building blocks of those tissues. When you sip a warm cup of real bone broth, you're providing your body with collagen in its most bioavailable form. It's already broken down and ready to be used. The crucial amino acids, especially glycine and proline, get to work immediately. And their first stop might surprise you. They start by repairing the lining of your gut. Now, why should someone with knee pain care about their gut? Because, as we're increasingly understanding in modern medicine, a healthy gut is the foundation for controlling inflammation throughout your entire body. When your gut lining is sealed and healthy, it absorbs nutrients more efficiently and prevents inflammatory particles from leaking into your bloodstream, which can trigger pain in your joints. In fact, research from the University of Nebraska Medical Center confirmed that the compounds in bone broth help reduce systemic inflammation. Furthermore, the natural gelatin in the broth holds water, which is essential for maintaining the shock-absorbing, gel-like cushion of your cartilage. Making it at home is deeply rewarding. Simply ask your butcher for grass-fed beef knuckle bones or organic chicken frames. Roast them until fragrant, then place them in a slow cooker, cover with water, and add a generous splash, about a tablespoon per gallon, of apple cider vinegar to help draw the minerals out of the bones. Let it simmer for a full day or two. When it cools, it should have the consistency of jelly. That jiggle is the sign of pure, healing collagen. Next on our list is a treasure from the sea: wild-caught salmon.
I must emphasize wild-caught because it makes a world of difference. Farm-raised salmon simply does not possess the same powerful nutritional profile. Wild salmon, thriving in its natural, cold water environment, contains significantly higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids and a potent antioxidant called astaxanthin, which gives it that beautiful, deep pink hue. These compounds are a double action force for your joints. The omega-3s, specifically EPA and DHA, are some of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories available. They work by telling your body to dial down the production of inflammatory chemical messengers that are a primary driver of collagen breakdown and joint pain. The astaxanthin, meanwhile, acts as a bodyguard for the collagen you already have, protecting it from damage. And here's a piece of wisdom we've largely forgotten in the West, but which has been cherished in cultures known for their longevity, like in Japan. Eat the skin. The skin of the salmon is one of the richest sources of marine collagen. When you pan-sear a fillet of wild salmon and get that skin crispy, you're creating a delicious, joint-supporting delicacy. I remember a patient of mine, Margaret, a 72-year-old grandmother from Ohio whose greatest joy was her garden. But debilitating arthritis in her hands and knees had nearly taken that joy away from her. Her doctor had her on medication, but she hated the side effects. On our clinic's advice, she started incorporating wild Alaskan salmon, skin on, into her meals 3 times a week. After 2 months, the change was remarkable. She came into my office with a photo of the prize-winning roses she had just been able to prune. The swelling in her knuckles had visibly decreased, and she told me, with tears in her eyes, that she could finally kneel on her foam pad again without excruciating pain. That is the power of food as medicine. Our third essential ally in this fight might seem basic, but its importance cannot be overstated. Citrus fruits. Oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and limes are packed with vitamin C. And here's the critical takeaway. Without adequate vitamin C, your body simply cannot produce collagen. It doesn't matter how much bone broth you drink or salmon you eat. Without vitamin C, the process comes to a grinding halt. Think of it like trying to build a strong brick wall, but your mortar is just wet sand. That's your body trying to build collagen without vitamin C. It acts as a necessary cofactor for the enzymes that weave amino acids into strong, stable collagen fibers. This is why sailors on long voyages historically developed scurvy. Their bodies literally fell apart as their collagen structures failed. But the magic of citrus goes beyond just vitamin C. These fruits are rich in compounds called bioflavonoids, which are concentrated in that white, bitter pith under the peel that most of us throw away. In parts of Europe, specific bioflavonoids like hesperidin are so effective that they are prescribed to treat chronic venous insufficiency, the medical condition that causes poor circulation and pooling of fluid in the legs. So when you eat an orange, try to eat a little of that white pith. Squeeze fresh lemon into your water throughout the day. A wonderful tip is to freeze thin slices of lemon and add them to your water glass. As they melt, they slowly release their beneficial oils and compounds.
Now let's talk about a humble, often overlooked source of pure protein, egg whites. While the yolk contains wonderful fats and vitamins, the white is a powerhouse of the specific amino acids your body needs for collagen synthesis, particularly proline and glycine. Proline makes up about 15% of collagen, and while our bodies can produce some on their own, that ability diminishes with age. Eating egg whites gives your body these essential building blocks directly without forcing it to work as hard. The protein in egg whites also has one of the highest biological values of any food, meaning your body can absorb and utilize almost all of it with very little waste. This is especially important for older digestive systems, which can sometimes struggle to break down tougher plant or meat proteins. Adding an extra egg white to your morning scramble is a simple, efficient way to directly fuel your body's repair mechanisms. Fifth on our list is a vibrant family of protectors, berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, they are all bursting with antioxidants called anthocyanins. I want you to imagine tiny wrecking balls bouncing around inside your body, causing damage to your cells and breaking down your precious collagen fibers. These are called free radicals. The antioxidants in berries are like a specialized team that seeks out and neutralizes these wrecking balls before they can cause harm. But berries also contain a compound called ellagic acid, which studies have shown can help prevent the breakdown of collagen caused by inflammation and long-term sun damage. And when it comes to vitamin C, a single cup of strawberries actually contains more than an orange, giving you a double dose of collagen support. A great tip, especially for your budget, is to buy berries frozen. They are often picked at their peak ripeness and flash frozen, a process that perfectly preserves and in some cases even enhances the bioavailability of their nutrients. Next, we must embrace the power of dark leafy greens. I'm referring to the nutritional giants like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. The deep green color comes from chlorophyll, and studies have suggested that chlorophyll can increase the precursor to collagen in the body. But just as importantly, these greens are packed with two critical minerals that many seniors are deficient in: vitamin K and magnesium. Vitamin K is essential for directing calcium to your bones and keeping it out of your blood vessels, which is vital for both bone strength and healthy circulation. And magnesium is a master mineral involved in over 300 processes in the body, including the synthesis of protein and the formation of collagen. A deficiency, which is incredibly common in older adults, can directly contribute to muscle cramps and joint stiffness. Remember to always eat your greens with a source of healthy fat, like olive oil or avocado, to ensure you absorb those fat-soluble vitamins. Let's turn to a pungent but powerful ally, garlic. Garlic's main contribution to joint health comes from its high sulfur content. Sulfur is a critical mineral that helps form the strong cross-linking bonds that give collagen its durability and resilience. Think of it as the steel rebar within a concrete structure. Without it, the whole thing is brittle and weak. Beyond that, compounds in garlic, like allicin, have been shown to help regulate the enzymes that break down collagen as we age. Effectively, garlic helps protect the collagen you already have. It is also a fantastic circulation booster, helping to improve blood flow and reduce the fluid retention that leads to swollen legs. To maximize its benefits, always crush or chop your garlic and let it sit for about 10 minutes before you cook it. This allows the powerful compound allicin to fully form. Our eighth food adds a splash of vibrant color and a huge dose of nutrition to your plate: bell peppers. Specifically, red bell peppers are one of the most concentrated food sources of vitamin C on the planet, containing nearly 3 times more than an orange. As we've discussed, this is non-negotiable for collagen production. But they also contain vitamin A and powerful antioxidants like capsaicin, which further protect your joints from inflammatory damage. Because they are low in calories and high in fiber, you can enjoy them generously, adding them raw to salads for a satisfying crunch, or roasting them to bring out their natural sweetness.
Now, for a food that has been unfairly demonized for far too long, chicken skin. Yes, you read that correctly. For decades, we were told to discard the skin to avoid fat. But in doing so, we were throwing away one of the richest, most bioavailable sources of type 2 collagen. This is profoundly important because type 2 collagen is the specific type that makes up your joint cartilage. Consuming it is like giving your body the exact blueprint it needs for repair. There's a fascinating process called oral tolerance, where consuming type 2 collagen may actually help re-educate your immune system to stop attacking its own joint tissue, which is a key mechanism in autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis. I had a client named Arthur, a 75-year-old retired mechanic who had spent his life on his feet. He was meticulously eating boneless, skinless chicken breasts, believing he was doing the right thing, yet his ankle and knee pain was constant. After we worked together to reintroduce roasted chicken thighs with the crispy skin, a few times a week, he called me a month later, astonished. He said, "For the first time in years, I was able to walk through the entire grocery store without leaning on the cart." It's a perfect example of how, sometimes, the very foods we've been taught to fear hold the keys to our healing. Finally, our 10th food is the creamy green marvel, the avocado. While avocados don't contain collagen themselves, they are rich in factors that are essential for protecting it. They are loaded with vitamin E, an antioxidant that shields collagen from damage, and healthy monounsaturated fats. But their secret weapon is a group of rare fats that have been shown in laboratory studies, including research from UC Davis, to have powerful anti-inflammatory effects, specifically on the cells found in joint tissue. Furthermore, the healthy fat in avocados is essential for helping you absorb the fat-soluble vitamins from all the other healthy foods you're eating. Adding avocado to your spinach salad can dramatically increase your absorption of those vital nutrients, making your entire meal more powerful. So how do you put this all together? It's about synergy, not stress. Start your day with a warm cup of bone broth. Have a scramble with an extra egg white and a side of avocado. For lunch, a large salad with spinach, bell peppers, and grilled salmon. Snack on a handful of berries. For dinner, enjoy a roasted chicken thigh with a side of sautéed kale and garlic. You don't need to eat all 10 every day. The goal is to consistently weave these powerful foods into the beautiful tapestry of your diet. Be patient with your body. It took years for these issues to develop, and it will take consistent, loving care, at least 6 to 8 weeks to notice significant changes. The creaking joints, the swollen ankles, the daily pain, that is not your destiny. It is simply a signal from your body asking for the right building blocks. These 10 foods are your toolkit. Start today. Choose 1 or 2 that sound delicious and begin there. Every meal is a choice to build strength, to soothe pain, and to step more confidently into your future. Please remember, this information provided in this video is for educational purposes only and is not intended as professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have seen on this channel. Your body has an incredible capacity to heal when given the right resources. It's time to stop feeling like a victim of the aging process and become an active participant in your own wellness. You have taken care of so many people for so many years. Now, it's your turn. Take that first powerful step, one healing meal at a time.